So you still think that this is still very open then?
Oh, I think so, without a doubt. I mean, you're going to get what we're trying to do at the minute is we're trying to sign players. We're trying to sign as many players as possible between now and the 31st of March, because we've still got 8 games in March. So realistically speaking, even if you get on a good run in March and win 5 and draw 1, you're still talking about picking another 16 points up. And if teams don't have a big enough squad and they pick 2 and 3 inches up after one game, which is quite easy done, all of a sudden you see teams are struggling. And the other thing I would look at in this league, particularly this year, is I think teams have gone on where they've gone on runs where they've won 3 or 4 off the belt, but they've also been in a situation where they've lost 3 or 4 off the belt. And I would give you Buxton. I mean, when we played Buxton, we beat them quite comfortably. We go to Guiseley and fair enough, we lost the game, but it was tight at the last minute. And you think, well, to me, guys, you looked the good side, and yet Buxton outplayed them on the Saturday.
Yeah.
So there's no easy 3 points in this. Well, I'm saying there's no easy. I thought we got an easy 3 points on Saturday, but realistically speaking, there's no easy 3 points in this league. You cannot, sit down and think, well, we've got Matlock and we've got Buxton who are with their 6 points. You don't get them. So I think it'll be a scramble right at the end.
Okay, Harry, and that brings us neatly on to Durham City, the infamous Durham City, on Tuesday night, Harry. It's not the best time to get a huge run of injuries.
No, it's not. You're dead right. I mean, it's you just look at it and think, well, at the end of the day, they're bound to not get beat off somebody. That's the top and bottom. They're bound to not. At the end of the day, I think I would like to say what the better is for any team not to win a point to the end of the season, and obviously it's getting to the stage where we pick an injury up nearly every game, and possibly we might be the best chance for them to get a point out of the game or even get a win. But obviously we've got to make sure that doesn't happen. But it's I think they're getting closer. I mean, apparently they did well against Boston at the weekend, and Boston only won the game with a couple of goals in the second half. So if we don't go out with the right attitude, we might be the ones that come a cropper on the night.
I presume that's going to be something you're going to be reminding the players of as well before the game. Don't you dare let us be the team.
Oh, I don't think anybody wants to. I mean, to be fair, that I watched them against FC United, and FC United, they took it so easy. In the end, they should have been a goal or 2 down before half time, and they hadn't really bothered them, and they only beat them 2-0 in the end. And I think the way things are going at the minute, Durham will be saying, well, look, lads, we're getting closer and we're not getting beat by many now, and they'd be looking at us and think, well, these have got 1 or 2 injuries, and this might be our chance for a bit, what they would class as a bit of glory.
Yes.
So it will possibly, I'm hoping to get a point at FC United on Saturday. But I mean, that's something what can happen in football, Andrew. I mean, you look at Dalton. They have struggled badly. They couldn't get a win on the board, and yet I think they got the double over Rotherham. Yeah. So it's a very similar situation that where Rotherham's manager, whoever it is, I can't remember. He'll be slating his players, and we'll be exactly the same.
Ronnie Moore, I think it is.
Ronnie Moore. But having said that, the longer a run goes on, whether it be a winning run or a non-winning run, it's bound to change sometime or another.
I was going to say,
almost not us.
Indeed, Harry. Yes, I quite agree. Yes. So just to give us a little bit of team news, if you could, please, Harry, for Saturday.
We're hoping Ash Lyle's going to be fit. I'm just trying to think. Well, obviously Elliot Garner will be going back with his team for Saturday.
Yeah.
It could be we might have to put Andy Lees up front again, but having said that, he did very well. He was one of the few, I would say, we had no complaints about his performance on Saturday.
I was going to say, Harry, you wouldn't be the only one to suggest that as well. He made and scored a goal on last Saturday, and he's got a few this season now, 2 or 3, I think. Well,
he's always had an eye for goal, and to be fair, he played up front for me in a senior cup tie at Blythe against Blue Star, and did well. I mean, he's one of these. It doesn't matter where you play him; he'll give it a go, and he can play play there. He's very, he can play anywhere. He's a little bit like Paul Madeley was at Leeds years and years ago. And he's got an eye for a goal. But not only that, he's got an eye to make a goal as well. Because I think he set Jimmy Beadle's header up.
Yes.
With just a run round the defender and getting the byline and just clip it in the box. And luckily Jimmy was there and really finished really well. As I say, the pleasing aspect about the first half for me was the quality of our goals. I think they were all, Hackey's was a tremendous finish. Jed's, nice little clip over the top of the goalkeeper. Lisa's, got round the defender and slipped it in the corner, and then Jimmy Beadle's header. So, they're what you call proper goals for me.
Yeah.
Not like what we conceded on Wednesday, a cross into the box off a throw-in and a free kick we should have dealt with. If you concede goals off movement and good play, well, you give the opposition a little bit of credit. But it's hard to take when you give bad goals away.
I was going to say, Harry, with the lack of strike options, do you think our own set pieces are going to be much more important now?
Well, they are, and at the minute we're just lacking a little bit of quality from that as well. And for all we put them on the board before every game, and I know players will say, we don't have to be told before every game. I'll say, well, the majority is probably don't have to be told, but it's just the odd one who switch off all the time.
Yeah,
and that's why you do it on a repetitive basis, where you try and say to them, look at all the four things you do is good ball into the box, movement. Pick the bits up around the edge of the box. And the other thing, what people, think you're talking rubbish about is don't get caught on the break. And, because it's very easy to be getting yourselves a corner and all of a sudden give a corner away at the other end because the people at the back are asleep and them score off their corner when we had one a minute up the other end. So they're the four things we always put down for them. But you talk to managers, Andrew, and even at the top level, the practice day in, day out corners. Now, when it comes to Saturday, they kind of put them in. And so, again, it's not the best of balls into the box what gets you the goals, it's the movement.
Okay, Harry. Yes, so can I just confirm that, unfortunately, again, our three strikers are going to be missing then, Andy Campbell, Tony Hackworth and Jed Dalton? Yeah,
they'll all be out. We're hoping Ash Ladd will be all right, Alice Kildare will be all right. Christian Hansen, again, was possibly could have played on Wednesday, but we've got plenty. We're all right at the back, or at least we should be. But we said before the game that what we can't afford to do is we can't afford to keep playing players and it worked against us with Cammy. But as much as possible, we want to try and keep the fit players on the park. And if lads are carrying knocks and strains and things like that, well, maybe they've got to miss a game in the hope that the extra 4 or 5 days will make them okay for the following game and games after that. But it'll possibly be that obviously we'll probably give Lisa a shot up front. It could even be that we have a look maybe at Kev Burgess, because looking, Kevin's not only a big lad, but he's quite talented. He's not bad, on the ground as well. And to be fair, sometimes centre halves, playing against strikers all the time can do probably a better job than bringing somebody in.
Okay, Harry, I was a big awkward player as well. Has also got Chris Hansen as well, who could probably cause a bit of problems going forward.
We're not bad for height and things like that. It's just getting people around them. And as I say, I was disappointed in respect that we didn't at least give their goalkeeper. I think he made one save or a couple of saves in the second half. One off a free kick by Jimmy. But I just felt on the night time, looking at what they had and the way they shaped up in the first half. And I said to Bob halfway through, I said, tonight, Bob, we might be just happy if we can nick a point there, take a point. And it's a point for us and a point for them.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, as I say, we couldn't. We didn't stop the balls coming into the box and conceded 2 poor goals.
Okay, Harry. Well, thank you very much for joining us as always. Always a pleasure.
No problem.
We'll speak to you next Wednesday, Harry, after our trip to the 3G pitch at New Ferns Park at Durham City.
Okay, Andrew.
All right. Thanks a lot, Harry.
Cheers. Bye bye.
Bye bye.